Welcome back to the Tennissippi States Only Challenge here on Madden 25 with a rejuvenated team after a horrific start to the season. Week 8 hit, we were 0-7. So we made the choice to forego essentially the first 2 rounds of our upcoming draft, and we made some big changes to this team. Seeing an immediate impact, we get a dominant win, 38-14. And that was all due to 3 big trades. Starting on the offensive line, we brought in Darnell Wright. We ended up giving them Dylan Parham to help fill in a hole. We also gave up a 2nd and a 6th, but brought back a 7th. Now, the trade from the previous year for Emmanuel Forbes Jr. did not work out. We ended up sending him, as well as a 2nd and a 5th round pick to the Dolphins to bring in a future 7th round pick and a new starting cornerback in Martin Emerson Jr. But the biggest trade was for Chris Jones, right down the middle for DT to really help solidify that front 7. We did end up having to give up a 1st round pick, but we got a 2nd round pick back in exchange. That 2nd round pick was used to help us with the Darnell Wright trade as well. So all of these linked together for what should now be a good push in the second half of the season. But this team still has a lot of work ahead of us. We are still dead last here in the AFC South 1-7. The Colts 4-5. If we are to make a push here for the playoffs, it's going to be for that final wild card spot. And you would probably end up having to win out just to make it in to that wild card. So we will probably be wrapping up the rest of season 3 today, starting here week 10 against that said Colts team to try to help pull us back up the board. But it's not just the board on the line here today. Another breakout opportunity for Dayo Odeyingbo, who's had several throughout our season. Now, what do we want to go with him? A aggressive goal, hard goal? Let's go with aggressive goal. See what we need to do. I think we're being a little more aggressive than usual. We really need the defensive line to perform, and now with the tandem of having Chris Jones down the middle, should open the door for Dayo. And what he will need here is 3 tackles for a loss to upgrade his dev trait. Can he get the job done? He's done that several games this year. Well, with a whole season or half a season to get through, we will be starting in the quick sim, and we do level the first quarter 7-7. We'll get through the second as well. Hoping to see a little bit more from our defense, though they do give up a lead yet again. 10-7. Offense drives, ends up with nothing prior to halftime. So getting into the third quarter as well. Score remains 10-7. Though it looks like we forced a turnover, we tie 10-10. And we have arrived in the 4th quarter, slowing things down here at TFL as they are back around the 20 with a 3rd and 5. They do get the first down inside the 15. A prime opportunity to see some plays here from Dayo, as well as just even more of the additions made to this defense, as Hurts will look to throw back of the end zone and finding the touchdown. Stanley Gilchrist with the toe taps will make it 17-10. With us chasing yet again here, we will jump in. It's about 6.5 minutes left in the game. Milton throws under pressure perfectly, finds DK Metcalf. He hasn't had quite the effect on this team we would have hoped. In fact, it's been Hyatt who's been our best receiver. Mingo doing pretty well. He's in motion here, as we will hand this one off. Trying to get to the outside with Gainwell. He'll pick up 2. And we did experiment with a different playbook last episode, and it didn't work all too well for us. So we're back to the Rams playbook and should see more success like we did earlier on. In fact, Joe Milton, despite not being a very highly rated quarterback, performed much better with this style of offense that was more pass heavy as he goes play action. And checking down, will find a short gain, Mingo. But by the stats popping up there, doesn't look like the offensive line has had a great game. Milton's been sacked 6 times as we have 2nd and 6. Under pressure again, make it 7. Derek Brown. He accounts for 3 of those sacks, going up against second-year guard, who's now the 2nd highest overall on the team. The 3rd and long. Joe Milton has time and throws a pick. Was looking for DK, but Mac Wilson Sr. was lurking. And that's going to make things rather difficult here late on Good TFL there. Is it Deo? Who knows, because we weren't watching. But we got a 3rd and 6. Have to have a stop here. They get 6, but not enough for the first down. Do they punt? Indeed they do. Offense starting at the 20. Needing a touchdown to tie. We got 3 timeouts. So does Indy. 2:13 on the clock. Milton looking to throw. This time he finds DK with a first down up to around the 32. 213 yards for Milton, though 2 interceptions, no touchdown on the day. Must come through the running game as it's through the hands of Mingo. That'll leave us one play, or should be one play before the 2-minute warning. As Milton throws down towards the bottom, slipping the tackle, turning up, Dwan Jennings will take us inside that 2-minute mark, about midfield. Was tight coverage, just slipped the initial tackle, made a big play out of it. We got 1:59 to tie this game here at the 49. We go play action, and he throws a 3rd pick. At least the 2nd here for Mac Wilson Sr. Tried to find Knox. Just an awful placement, awful read. Colts might have just found the nail in the coffin. It has not been a great year for Joe Milton. And 3rd and 6, no timeouts remain. A first down officially ends it, and they do not get it. They will punt yet again, minute 17. So let's see if we could help out Joe Milton here and try to control the clock a little bit as well. Looking to air out the pass because, well, we've just got to do it. As Milton looks to scramble, he will get the first down, slips in between a couple of defenders. Big gain. He takes it to around the 40, still leaving us with 60 yards to tie this game. Good thing defense has picked up a pair of stops. Does he look for DK to the outside? Caught on the run, turning down the sidelines. 10-5 into the end zone. We've got a tied game here. As Joe Milton finally doesn't throw a pick, he's got DK flipping in the end zone. That is exactly what we know we could get out of Joe Milton. We just need that a little bit more consistently. 17-17 following the PAT, though Colts do still have some timeouts of their own. And for the Colts, they've got a leg at kicker in Cade York. 97 kick power. They just got to get him into range. As they do pick up a gain of 7, play 1, called their first timeout. With 37 seconds left, they are also at the 37. I imagine they probably need to get the ball around the 40 or so. With a dump-off pass, they find the first down. 2nd timeout called, and we won't get the information there, but you can see the line to the left side. It is the 46 or so they say York needs. We bring the blitz, and they are inside that mark. Final timeout called. They could just look to run the ball here down the middle, send out the field goal team, and kick the winner. Instead, Hurts is throwing. He's got Dell to around the 40. Now, hurry up does have him about 10 seconds left. Jalen Hurts drifting and throwing this one away. Veteran move there from the QB. That should be field goal unit coming out. Cade York kicking this one from the 46. It would be about a 56-yarder for the win. And he nails it. Despite the late push, their Colts still get the win, 2017. Turnovers became extremely costly in that one. We drop yet another, moving to 1-8. At this point, you really don't think any shot of the playoffs are within reach. And it would appear that despite that 38-14 win, the team is right back into the same rut that they were in prior to the trades, as we then went to lose the next 2 games against the Packers and the Ravens. Obviously, Deo did not get his breakout opportunity. He had the same opportunity against the Ravens, but with just 2 TFLs, and he didn't get that job done either. And for Joe Milton in the Packers game, he threw another 3 interceptions following exactly what he did in the week prior. And against the Ravens, he didn't throw any interceptions, but he also didn't throw any touchdowns. He completed 71%, but the team just did not find much of the end zone. In fact, I don't know if we scored a single touchdown. And checking the kicking stats, I see that we did at least score a touchdown. Elliott was 2 of 2 on his field goals. Looks like maybe we went for 2 at some point. So then in that case, was it rushing? Yes, we had a rushing touchdown from Gainwell, but we gave up 2 to Anthony Richardson and 1 to Isaac Guerrero, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Deo, he didn't have a single tackle for a loss. He did have half a sack and 2 tackles though. So he's at least making a couple plays, but we're just not seeing that big impact. And Chris Jones, he only had 1 TFL. I expect a little bit more from him. And with 6 games left, we currently are the worst offense, 32nd. Defense is 28, so we really truly are one of the worst teams yet again. Joe Milton, 10 touchdowns to 10 interceptions, and about all but 2 or so of those have happened in this episode already. He's completing 60%. Kenny Arrington had a couple opportunities so far. 2 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 73%. Do we consider seeing what Kenny Arrington can do? Comparing these two, mostly thanks to morale, Joe Milton is about the same overall as Kenny Arrington. However, Arrington does have star dev. Would that make him play any better? Considering there's not actually any attributes to it, hard to say. Throw power is going to be a good bit less. Accuracies still need a lot of work. He does still provide some mobility. But I think the key thing we need to take a look at is awareness. Without the morale taking it down, Arrington's awareness is a 71. Currently actually playing at a 68. Joe Milton, on the other hand, who's seen a lot of upgrades, he's only sitting at a true 70, playing at a 65, while the accuracies, mostly just for short, are better. Obviously the throw power, the awareness is much less, and potentially that is the cause of all the interceptions. So I think for the next couple games, we give Arrington a shot at QB1. And when I wanted to focus just on the offense, well, first drive of the Steelers game, they are driving. As they hand it off to McCaffrey, there is a TFL for Deo. Where that has been, I don't know, but finally a big play there from our now DT2. As they go back to McCaffrey, he shakes one and will pick up about a gain of 8. Watson drags him down, leaving a 3rd and 3. But they come out with a tight set here, single back set. Do they go back to McCaffrey for the 3rd straight play? Well, they do, but Chris Jones eats it up, and that was why we made the trade. So after letting him march down inside the 20, we will force a field goal attempt here, and Steelers take the lead. But now for what we came here for. Kenny Arrington once again getting a chance to start. As we go spread empty, he motions Knox even further to the outside. He's got plenty of time and nearly throws a pick. Hopefully not signs of what's to come. Maybe we need patience is what he's saying there. He's got to get that arm tuned up, ready to go. 2nd and 10, throws again on the drag. He finds Jalen Hyatt, knocked down shy of the 1st. We really didn't see much of him at all in that previous watched game. And normally he's the guy leading our offense. As we hand it off here, Gainwell does not get the 1st. Looked like he had it. Ref says no. But it looks like Coach Manning says no to punting. So 4th and inches. Goal line v. goal line. And Gibson coming in at fullback picks up the 1st. The only way of testing the QB is to keep him on the field, and that is what the offense does. Now Hyatt in motion goes back towards the bottom. Going to be play action here for Arrington. Finding his target, Dawson Knox. Once again, though, refs hand us the inches. They do know we're playing at home, right? I don't know. Hard count there from Arrington. No one jumps. Goes with the draw. Gainwell's going to pick up the 1st down, definitely. That just seems to be how we have to do it. Can't leave any room for interpretation. 1st and 10. Once again, Hyatt in motion. This time he stays in motion. As they go with the handoff towards the bottom, Gainwell gets 2. So it seems like already offense has changed style. We've ran the ball a little bit more, considering when we've had our other quarterback in Joe Milton out there, we've been more pass heavy. Finally look for a pass here. Arrington finds the seam and finds Hyatt. Despite the less arm strength, laced that one in between the corners and safety. 1st and 10, first red zone trip of the day. As it's a quick pass, RPO looked like. That might have been Mingo, maybe Hyatt. Honestly, no idea who caught that. Didn't see it, but a 2nd and 6 is Metcalf in motion. Arrington, he's got time as he rolls, throws, and finds Mingo for sure this time. And after having the 4th and inches earlier on, it's a 1st and goal here with one final play left this first quarter. Arrington will look to throw up top and swatted. He threw that one well into coverage. Needed a lot more height under that one to put that only where Hyatt could have gotten it. As Milton in the pocket waiting, he finds a lane as he will take it to the end zone. First drive for Arrington is 6. But the Steelers trying to answer right back. Mostly been McCaffrey here to march him down inside the 35. He's off the field here for 1st and 10. As they'll throw across the middle and jarring that one free, Nathaniel Watson. He's seen a lot of development as well, similar to Joe Milton. You could argue playing has actually been kind of on par. 2nd and 10, back across the middle. The second hit, he does not knock it away, but he will limit the gain to just 5, leaving 3rd and 5. Will be bunched down to the bottom here. They pick up the pass rush for the end zone, and it's a touchdown. Nearly picked off. Instead, Steelers take the lead. Deontay Hardy gets a little bit lucky. And we get a little bit lucky as well. We got a penalty on 3rd and 16 that gives us a fresh set, and DK takes it to the house. That is 2 touchdown drives for Arrington. And Nathaniel Watson, he gets a pick the next time. So we will take over at the 23, up 13-10. Not 14-10, as we actually had our extra point blocked. That's how the season has gone. But Arrington looking for his 3rd touchdown, and DK just didn't want it. It was a great throw from Arrington, right on the money, and DK just dropped it straight up. 2nd and 10, go play action. Arrington spins, throws, catch, spin, and touchdown. 85, I don't even know an 85. Yeboah, that's tight end 3, making the play, making it the 3rd touchdown of Arrington, who just spins, kept the eye downfield. Perfect throw, good spin as well from Yeboah, and we are extending our lead here. It's now a 10-point game as we do hit the extra point that time. With about a minute and a half, Fields trying to find another score here before halftime. He looks for the dump off. Emerson Jr. there to quickly get the tackle, leaves 2nd and 8. Both teams have all 3 timeouts. Blitz down the middle. Pittman hit home just a little late. We're relying on a lot of young linebacker talent. Pittman, a rookie, as they'll look to set up the halfback screen here, and a good stop again. Nathaniel Watson getting stuck in there with a 4th and 6. Then they'll look for a field goal, kicking this one at the 44, 54-yarder, as it is up. Plenty of power, perfect accuracy. But after halftime, driving, it's now the first pick for Arrington on the day, intercepted by Jerrion Jones. With the field goal before half, now the pick, or the Steelers trying to make a play here to tie this game up. They need 7 to do so. Handoff down the middle and a short gain. Or I say short, but apparently it was a gain of 6. Didn't look like it. 2nd and 4. They go back down the middle. Picking up the first down, getting to the outside. Not shaking the tackle as Allen rumbles to the 10. Though that does leave him just enough for another set of downs here inside the 1-yard line. Going back to Allen, he will just polish off the drive. Quickly, the Steelers negate all the positive that Arrington had in that first half. And now make it 2 interceptions, as on the exact next drive, 2 plays in, Steelers now could look for the lead. Though it doesn't quite seem like either one of their awarenesses really helping them out. Both quarterbacks struggling. Another 2+ interception day here. Hopefully it remains at 2 as the Steelers get another goal to go situation. Hardy there gets them that first. He had a touchdown for him earlier. Do they look his way here? Go 2 spread either side. We haven't seen McCaffrey for a good bit. Diving swat. Fantastic play from the veteran in Herndon. He's playing safety for us this year. Was a corner. And now Fields dumping it off. Quick tackle Pittman. That'll leave the Steelers still needing 3, though this time on 3rd. They go spread empty. Trips up top, 2 below. Fields spins and his throw off the mark. There's at least one separator between Arrington and Fields. Arrington hit his spinning throw. 4th and goal, though, still for the lead. They've got it. And considering how the last couple drives have gone for the offense, we're definitely jumping in at the start of this one. Arrington, 2 interceptions, incomplete pass. This offensive line shouldn't be giving up too much rush, but that does not seem to be the case. As it's 2nd and 10, Arrington again on the move, and he's getting double sacked. This offense does not seem to be the same as they were earlier on in the game. 3rd and 17. We got lucky last time we had a 3rd and long with a penalty. Arrington, he goes up top and breaking the tackle. Mingo is going to get the first down. Add 6 more onto it, though he's a little bit shaken up with him having to exit the game. We'll have to rely on Juwan Jennings as he comes top of the screen here. Maybe rely a little bit more on DK. Expect him to do his job. And 3rd interception. It was a close play between both the trailing corner. Jarian Jones gets his 2nd. DK was there as well. Wanted to throw a little bit more in front, but a great play from the defense. Well, that marks it 3 drives in a row with a turnover, and it's been 3 scoring drives from the Steelers that have given them the lead as they start with a big play finding their tight end. Very curious to see if Arrington goes back out there or if Coach Manning makes a change. Bunch to the top, though, it's Fields, the quarterback on the field currently, as he does find his receiver jarred free. He's looking for a flag, but it was a clean play by Golson. 2nd and 10, they hand it back off. Allen gets chopped out. Another big play there from Herndon. That time a more physical play rather than athletic. 3rd and 8. Bunch up top. Fields in the pocket. He's got time and throws the pick at the 20. It's Golson who will get it back for our offense. We needed that one. But now we've got to find out who's coming in at quarterback. And it is Joe Milton. He hands it off play 1, and Gainwell loses 2. Leak, showing that we had a leak along the offensive line. 2nd and 12. Well, we see Joe Milton start to air out the ball a little bit here. But we've got motion. That was Hyatt. Still handed off Gainwell, and we maybe gained 1. But it does look like a Steelers lineman shaking up on that, so he will exit for the 3rd and 11. As Milton will spin under pressure and sacked. Yeah, this time it looks like the offensive line might be the culprit. And on top of that, it looked like Milton was shaken up at the end. Steelers back driving here inside the 30. They go play action. Shot downfield, it gets picked again. This time it's Emerson who breaks it to the outside. He's at the 40 and dragged down around the 50. So just poor quarterback play here this 2nd half. It's got us still in this game. It also gave up the game for us early on. But with some of the best field position we've had all this 2nd half, it is Joe Milton heading back out there with the offense. So that shoulder injury, at least what it looked like, doesn't appear to be big. As he finds Jennings with a gain of 6. We're needing to find at least 3 this drive. With the 45 closing in on field goal range, to say the least. Just got to make sure we don't turn it over. Knock on wood, cross your fingers. Gainwell will pick up the first down. We are under 6 minutes left here. Around 5.5. It will be going back to Gainwell. Actually, no, check that. It's Gibson who breaks it to the outside for about a gain of 15. Perhaps changing up the offense to just stop throwing. Hard to throw interceptions if you're not tossing the rock. 1st and 10 now. Back to the running game, down the middle, offensive line opening spaces this way. And you got Milton trying to hype up that group as well. 2nd and 4. Will they go back to the run here? No, they will pass. Milton towards the end zone. Jump ball for Hyatt, broken up. Oh, I do like the attempt, as you just have a 3rd and 4 here. They go 2 up top, 1 down to the bottom, as they go RPO out to Knox, who turns the corner and into the end zone. Titans, they take a 4th quarter lead here against the Steelers. And with the point after, it is a touchdown game. 4:14 left as they go Allen. And he's breaking some tackles. He's ran strong here in this second half after CMC had to leave the game earlier. And I think everyone in the stadium is wondering, are we expecting another turnover here? Our offense finally didn't have one. We take the lead. Can the Steelers also have a clean drive? As they go back to Allen, both teams relying on the running as Sam Williams gets the stop. But with 5 needed, they'll change up their game plan as they go spread empty. Bunch up top, 2 below, Fields in the pocket, dump off pass for the first down. That goes as the 8th tackle for Watson, so he's been making a lot of the plays for the defense. 1st and 10 now, just shy of the 40. As Fields, 4-man rush, looks for the quick dump off. Hardy will pick up about 8. He's averaging over a 1st down a catch with 4 catches, 56 yards. They go heavy set. And we see a play here from Jones. Well, not with a 2-minute warning hitting. And then they change up their idea here for 2nd and 1 to follow. Opposite spread empty and pass off the mark. Maybe a little bit of some pushing and shoving from the receiver and cornerback over there. Leaves them 3rd and 1. They still stay spread, not going power. Forefront for us. They will not run. Fields throws, and he's got the 1st down. Hardy. Again, they need a touchdown. Field goal does them no good. Bunch to the bottom for Fields. In the pocket and finds the strike for the 1st down yet again. With another 1st down, they're inside the 30. They do call their first timeout, 1:40 and now counting. Going back to their tight end, who will pick up the 1st down, turns up, gets them inside the 15, Hunter Henry. A very slow and methodical drive, a good one here for the Steelers offense. Fields back to his tight end, that's 3 straight plays. Definitely beats his 3 turnovers he has on the day. Can we find a 4th here? 1:11 and counting. Going to take a 3-step drop, roll, and throw for the touchdown. We left him wide open. Steelers regain the lead, make it a field goal game as long as they don't go for 2. And indeed they will not. They secure the 3-point lead. Now we've got 1:03 and 3 timeouts. Need the field goal at the minimum. Joe Milton will dump this one off. Gainwell losing maybe a yard or so. Actually, we'll give him half a yard. Guess I'll take that. It does cost us one of our timeouts. 2 remaining. Milton letting things develop. Stepping up, looking to rumble. He's going to get the 1st down and more. He's sliding down around the 45, though. Final timeout called. We may have to jump out here to manage clock a little bit. We'll find out. As Joe Milton set to throw again up top, he finds DK, who shucks off the defender and gets out. Only 1 timeout remaining. Feel like the safest bet here with Madden AI is to jump out here and control when we do use that final timeout. So let's try to do just that. And we throw a pick. I don't know what the reasoning was behind that, but that just cost us this game. You just got to imagine that Milton meant to throw that to a different receiver. And instead, he threw to someone who was very much covered. It's another close game that slips away from the Titans. But really, the first half, it should have made it a blowout. All the turnovers cropped up across the middle. We let up too many scoring drives in the middle. Defense started to force some plays to get us back into it, but the offense truly after that first half was never in it. But do not worry, this would not be a 1-win season. We did end up beating the Colts. Unfortunately, that also was then followed by 2 more losses. And I just want to run through these stats of these games rather quickly. Arrington in the first game, the win. 2 touchdowns, 72% complete. He had 211 yards passing. Rushing the ball, Gainwell had a very good game. Looked like we had a little bit of balance. We also had a touchdown for Antonio Gibson. Receiving Hyatt, 120 in that touchdown. Did give up a touchdown to Gilchrist, like I believe we did in the previous one. Defensively, Emerson made a lot of tackles. TFL's only one for either team. It was Sam Williams. And then sack-wise, well, there's a lot more TFLs here. Jose Dockery did get one, our rookie. Justin Woods, second year, was safety, now linebacker. Did give one up to Mitchell. Chris Jones had one. And then Russo and Dishman split one. And it was the safety and Richardson who got the pick. So, really good game across the board, and we actually won. What about in the losses? Well, against the Browns, it was a 4-point game that we lost. In Arrington, he had 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, but only 55% complete. So either drops or just bad passes. Mayfield threw 1 pass. It was a touchdown. Bradshaw was their actual starting quarterback. He threw 75% complete, but he did have 2 turnovers. Rushing the ball, Kyron Williams, pretty good game, had a touchdown. Gainwell back again, averaging around 5 yards rushing. Myers had a pretty good game against us. Godwin had a touchdown on a really good game as well. Hyatt back in the end zone twice, but we gave up another touchdown to Rondale Moore. Defensively, Chris Jones had another TFL as well as one for Jose Dockery. Sack-wise, 2 for Sam Williams. Jones, we obviously saw, had 1. Deo had 1. And then the interceptions, Morgan Pittman, the rookie, and Mike Golson, the second-year corner. In the final game, which was an 11-point loss, Arrington did throw a pick, but we didn't see any 2 interception or 2 turnover days in these last 3 games. So that part was good. 73% complete, unfortunately for Ritter. We gave up 77% to him. Rushing the ball, Pacheco averaged 5, Gainwell averaged 4. The only rushing touchdown went to Byron Porter, the backup running back for the Jets. The other Juwan Johnson here did a really good 92 yards and a touchdown at tight end. As for our best guy, you could say Hyatt, though it was Metcalf that got into the end zone. We did give up a touchdown to Jalen Polk, and then one for Dawson Knox for us. Gave up another one for Roman Wilson. And the linebackers showed up for us in this one. Morgan Pittman, 13 tackles, 12 for Justin Woods. How about TFLs? Not many. Richardson had 1 and Chris Jones had 1, only 2 sacks, 1 for each team. We had Preston Smith get 1, and then Emerson picked it off. We also threw 1 to Marshawn Lattimore. And that leaves us with 2 games left, and week 18 is yet again against Jacksonville. Back on top here though, not by much. Texans still might have a way to jump ahead of them, but for us, we've got really just 1 game left, and we're gonna spend it against the Cowboys. They are under 500. We just want to find at least 3 wins this season, so let's see if the guys can go get it done. And we begin our road trip on defense. Starting with a double A gap look, will be play action pass and blitz down the middle. Big sack, Deo hits home. Again, we know he can make some big plays. It's really just been the consistency, and that is the same across every single position on this team. It's a loss of 10, second and 20 as they hand it off, and we'll pick up a few. Richardson comes down from strong to limit it to just 4, leaving third and very long. They need 16. The 40 is the first down, and Deo gets the hit in on the halfback screen. Incomplete. Great stop from the defense. Can the offense, though, keep up that momentum? Starting at the 31, it's a handoff, and Gainwell picks up 2. He's been averaging, I would say, around 4 3/4 yards the last 3 games. Can he be consistent with that with our improved offensive line? As Arrington, great throw, he finds Jonathan Mingo. With that 22-yard strike, we get into plus territory here. First drive. 2 receivers up top, 1 below. Arrington staying in at starting QB, and off the mark for Dwan Jennings. At least both players share 1 number the same, otherwise I would have just been completely wrong. Second and 10, it's an empty set. We pick up the blitz, and we find Mingo yet again. 2 catches for him on the day, 36 in total. Bunch up top. It's Jennings down below as DK is not currently out there. Don't know if there was an injury prior to this game. And spinning off the tackle goes Knox, who shakes another one, gets us inside the 15. I think where Arrington has shined is on a little bit more of those timing routes, some of the curls, or some of the little quick dump offs. As he goes to I guess you could say it's a quick dump off, a slant. It's Juwan Jennings. Just realized I said other earlier for Juwan Johnson. Similar name, but not quite the same. And spinning and getting the first down. No. Looked like Gainwell had it, but they mark him 1.5 yards away from the first. I don't know about that spotting. 3rd and 1. Will be a throw here from Arrington to the flat and off the back of the helmet of Knox. Not sure why Chenal's celebrating. He literally did nothing on that play. 4th and 1. The offense stays out there. As they go to the flat, Gainwell dives, fumbles, does not go through the end zone. Instead, out at the 1. So we maintain possession. And we go with a toss. Gainwell cuts back towards the middle and sneaks by the goal line. It's a touchdown to open up the game. We've seen it before. Can we remain clean throughout? Well, that was answered rather quickly. Derwin James, the next offensive possession, gets the pick. Just seems unavoidable at this point. 1st and 10. Cowboys take over inside the 35 as their 1 or 2 year quarterback scrambles, takes a massive hit. It's recovered and another hit given then. I believe that was Sam Williams. But Truman very lucky to be getting up and back under center on this one. He took a massive shot. 2nd and 23. We'll go right back to passing as we bring the blitz in. Deo and the rookie in Jose Dockery. 3rd and 33. Back behind midfield. They'll let the first quarter come to an end then. They'll attempt it to start the second. A lot of big plays here from our Tennessippi team. However, we also gave up another turnover. Could have been up by 14-0 by this point. 3rd and 33. It's a lofted pass that is caught. But even after a big gain, it's still 4th and 12 and a punt. Or actually not a punt. They nail a 52-yard field goal. Jake Moody does get them on the board. But it looks like our offense is trying to respond with a 1st and 10 at the 43. They go RPO. They swing it out to Mingo, who ran by the blocker, assuming it was supposed to be Hyatt. And honestly, knowing Madden, might have been Mingo who was supposed to be the blocker. Hyatt getting the swing pass. Either way, we pick up a gain of 9. Take that as Gainwell looks for the cutback lane. He finds 2 cutback lanes, knocking down, I believe that was base tight end 2. And he gets us to the 27 in the process. With a spread empty look, we attack 1st and 10. They bring the blitz. We throw up top and through the hands of Jennings. And it definitely looks like we are missing DK in this game. I'll have to check the injury report after to see if there was an injury that we missed. But 2nd and 10. Arrington back up top and he finds Knox. Ends up being a lot of running around for a gain of 3, but we will take it, leaving us 3rd and 7. At about the 23, play action. Arrington throws to the flat, spinning and picking up a first down is Mingo. We've done very well in this episode. The only thing we've really done very well at is getting that catch, making that first guy miss. 1st and 10, Arrington looking to throw again towards the end zone. Caught, Mingo, touchdown. They say he got both feet down inbounds, and we will extend our lead. Take one more look at this to ensure Mingo, he's got it. And just before the 2-minute warning, a 4th and 1 should be another field goal attempt here. Or they actually go for it and they convert. We better jump in here. Always gotta love, though, that Madden doesn't fully show the plays in that line screen whenever you do hit the end of a quarter or the 2-minute warning. But it is 2nd and 10 here. A dump off getting smacked by Pittman. And that was Diggs. Yeah, he doesn't quite like getting lit up like that. 3rd and 10. 2 spread either side. Truman throwing up top and having to come back for it. Great play from the tight end there. Makes up for the bad throw from his quarterback. Watson gets the first anyway. Better tackling, and they're sitting at another field goal attempt. 14-3, they're trying to make this a 4-point game. Truman to the flat, jarred free. Pittman back again making a play. We got him as well as Woods sitting at linebacker. Subbacker, I should say, 2nd and 10. Truman setting the halfback screen. He gets it to his running back with a foot race. It is going to be goal to go. Davis gets there before Emerson Jr. could meet him. At the 6-yard line, or more like the 6.5, we bring the blitz up top for Stephon. One-hand touchdown grab. He makes up for the drop earlier. Just like all these games seem to be close battles. Now the offense not done. 30 seconds. We got one timeout, and Arrington's going to have to call it there. Or apparently we won't. We'll let the clock run. 2nd and 18, saving that timeout and nearly getting picked. Patrick Queen there jars that one away. And with a 3rd and 18, do we pass? Do we run? We will just hand it off. Cut back lane, and gonna be a nice game. Following it, they call a timeout, and Joe Milton comes in at quarterback. They're outside of field goal range with 8 seconds left. Imagine they're trying to set up a deep shot here. And they run out of time. Looked like they had a receiver breaking open. And instead, that'll actually carry us to mid-3rd quarter, where it's still 14-10. We finally got a team in scoring range here, and it's our Tennissippi. As we go play action, Arrington shot towards the end zone and tipped away. Warner and Jones combined to take out Jawan Jennings. 2nd and 10 then. As we go with a tight shotgun look here, still looking to air out the ball. Arrington, he could step up and run, but he throws the pick to Patrick Queen, who shucks off Jennings. It's gonna be a foot race, and I don't think we've got a player in the race here, as Gibson gets there 2 steps too late. Pick 6, Cowboys take the lead. And with nothing left to lose this season, 4th and 1, the offense stays on out. As we are still in our own side. Joe Milton then is in at quarterback again. He hands it off to Gainwell, who picks up the first. Looks like following the turnover, Coach Manning trying to see a little bit more of Joe Milton, potentially before a off-season decision needs to be made. It looks like this could be, but will not be, a 2nd pick 6 from Patrick Queen. It is at least a 2nd pick. And for the Cowboys, they look to really take control of this one, as it is a touchdown the following play. Christian Watson, as the Cowboys now go up 24-14, a quick 10-point swing the opposite way, a 20-point comeback here. Can our offense do anything? With another 4th and 2, looks like they punt it away. Cowboys have an opportunity to really run away with this one. A penalty does help us out. 2nd and 14. 21-yard Stephon Diggs. And then another big play. They're well inside scoring range again here. But a pick from Cameron Dantzler with about 6 minutes left in the game. And it is still Joe Milton in there at quarterback. He's where we started this series, is either he or Arrington's time coming to an end. With about 2 seasons left here, the team has yet to come close to a winning season. And we really need to find one quickly. Got to win the Super Bowl by the end of season 5. As I hand this one off, Gainwell's got the first. With an injury there, I believe that was Buckner. Will be a free timeout here for our offense, needing 2 scores. At least a touchdown and a field goal to tie. Milton throws up top and tipped away. All the timing routes being well covered here from the Cowboys DB group. Sitting underneath, taking those away. We got to use that arm strength to get over the top. We've got the speed for it, but the throw, it was the route we needed. It wasn't the throw. It was kept short. Needed some height under that one, and we've got it. Now with trips up top, 1 below. It's 3rd and 10. They rush a guy late. Flag down. Shot downfield again. Tipped away. But it wouldn't have mattered either way. It's a holding. A 4th and 10. They decline the penalty. Offense stays out there. Empty look with bunch up top, 2 below. Milton's got some time. for the deep ball, looking for it all, tipped up, tipped again, and then a nasty hit on Hyatt. Might just about seal this one off. And indeed, it would. I think Cowboys go on to tack on a late game score. But it was not the season we were hoping for. After such a strong offseason, a lot of talent added, we just are not seeing the wins we expect. And now heading into our next offseason, we really have to think about a move to bring in a true leader for this team. And our target next episode might be the 33, will be 34-year-old Dak Prescott, as long as he does not retire. He is a superstar X Factor, so he could probably still go for 1-2 more years. Throw power would be the lowest of any of the quarterbacks we've had, but the accuracies, the awareness, everything is so much better. As for what he has done throughout our time here in this series, well, this year wasn't his best year. Only 22 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. Wasn't great. Does still have one more game to go. The last year, 44 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 40-6. If we could potentially get this kind of play, considering the weapons he will have around him, maybe that is what this team is desperate for. Now, the season comes to an end, and it is only a 2-win year. Overall, this was a massive step backwards, despite the team overall-wise and development-wise taking that step forward. We officially do end with the worst offense in the league, 32nd. Defensively, we were almost the worst there too. The two quarterbacks end their season with neither party, really showing that they have any reason to be the quarterback one heading into next year. And their snaps were pretty evenly split. Overall though, we're just not seeing the production that we need for this offense, considering what the quarterbacks have to work with. Mingo, Metcalf, Hyatt, Knox. And then we still had a great supporting cast with Jennings as well. Some tight ends did some work, running backs as well. We just weren't being consistent whatsoever. Turnovers buried games and made it impossible for us to even come back in these things. And despite the improvement to the offensive line, the young tackles did show their struggles. 14 sacks given up for Seth Covington, 12 here for the rookie in Ethan Webb. And it looks like at some point, Royce Newman ended up coming in and finishing out the year over the rookie in Jake Miller, who was struggling, though Newman was struggling just as much. Why Madden put Newman in, I don't know, but that's what happened. The two good spots along the offensive line, Darnell Wright and Jeff Clinton, the two guards. Defensively, though, Morgan Pittman, he dominated his rookie year. 138 tackles. That is 40 more than the next in Nathaniel Watson. As for tackles for a loss, Dockery, another great season from a rookie. 19 TFLs. Deo had 15 as well as Sam Williams. 11 for Jones. So that leaves every single one of the starting defensive linemen in double digits when it comes to tackles for a loss. Sack-wise, Deo and Jones. It was the interior that led us there. Dockery had 6. We didn't see as much from Sam Williams this year. He mostly was run support. Pittman did also lead us in interceptions with 3, as well as Golson, Emerson, and Dantzler both had 2 picks, and then a couple other players each had 1. What I would love to see here is catches allowed and yards given up. That would give us a great indicator of who's been struggling. Unfortunately, not something we get. We did force 4 fumbles this year, Watson, Dockery, Williams, and Campbell. Of those 4, we did recover 3, 2 by Campbell, 1 by Deo. We also got a few points as well on defense. Jose Dockery and Preston Smith both had safeties. And then defensive touchdowns, we had 2, Deo and Mike Golson. Kicking, it was also a pretty solid year for Jake Elliott. He did miss 2 field goals. He missed 1 extra point. But I think where we need to find out outside of the quarterback spot defensively where we were struggling most. And we gave up the most amount of passing yards by about 120 more than the Cardinals. So we still need to work on the coverage ability. As for rushing game wise, looks like we were about average, actually slightly above average. So the run stop was working just fine, or average. But we definitely have to find a way to improve the passing. And if we do that, we won't give up as many points. Again, we gave up the most amount of points by a touchdown. Sack-wise, though, we're in around the top 10. But heading into the next episode, where we will go through the full offseason and start season 4, we've got a lot of things to take care of here. A lot of questions from the media, questions within our own locker room. What can we do? We do not have a first round pick. I don't think we have a second round pick. Do we look to pull from our future selections to help set this team up this year? That would be our only case if we were to go after Prescott. Will Prescott play well, or will he become turnover bound? A lot to answer next time, so do not miss it. Hit that bell icon in the bottom right or scroll down at the sub button, and definitely tap that bell icon so you're notified of when these videos go live. This series every single Tuesday and Thursday. College Football 25, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. 5 videos in total a week, plus all the highlights. Other shorts going up as well. So we'll see you next time as we do go through that next off season and look to make as big of moves as we can to get this team set up, hopefully, for at least a winning season.